Hold on, guys. Let me know if you can hear me and if the sound is clear. I was trying to work on the sound to make sure it's like a bit. I'm having so much hush in the sound from my end. I don't know if that's just from my end, but if you guys could, if the sound is fine by you guys, let me know in the comment section. Welcome. Good evening, sir. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, boss. Good evening. Good morning, good all of them, wherever you're connecting from. Okay, fantastic. Just need to be sure that it's quite clear for everyone. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Welcome, everybody. So, fantastic, fantastic. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Okay, good to know that it's clear for everybody. So we can actually just rush up with what we have and get started right on immediately with what we have for today. For today. So welcome guys, welcome everybody to this today's session for the Crypto Capital Show, which we definitely are gonna continue the series into the year 2024, and it's gonna be once in every week and on Sundays 7 p.m. GMT plus one. So make sure you have marked it on your calendar. You have set an alarm that every Sunday is a Crypto Capital Show where it's focused on raising the new era of billionaires as well. And that's basically what we are majoring on in the Crypto Capital Show. Make sure you've said it and that. So let's get right on what we have for today. So last episode, a quick recap of last week's episode. There was no slide for illustrations or refer. So basically, I was just speaking live to us, and then I decided to go to check in. I share the screen and then teach from the screen and just give out what I have and then go to the screen again and share the screen. We had no, I'm coming, let me turn off the notification on my phone so I won't be distracted. We had no slideshow to illustrate anything, but however, on today's show, we have the slide and that we are going to be making use of. We're going to be making use of the slide today. So we had an amazing time yesterday in the last session, which was last week Sunday. And that was the first episode for the Crypto Capital Show. And if you were not present in the last episode, in the last session, what I want to urge you to do is you want to go back. Probably if you're on Facebook, you can scroll previous posts down. You should see the live stream there. If you are on YouTube, you can actually scroll to the last one or two videos. You're gonna see the last session we had there, and you could watch and receive and download the content of the last episode we have, because there's so much value that was packed up within that 1 hour 30 minutes or so we spent in that session, which you would not want to miss. And definitely we helped put your life on the right trajectory for positive momentum towards the financial dream, financial wishes you desire. I gave what I refer to as an ultimate road plan for moving from scarcity, lack, um, financial frustration to financial wealth. And the plan and principle I shared is definitely could be used in any industry at all. Any industry at all, it is valid. And then we decided to tailor it down into the crypto space we are in. And I gave practical illustration and practical terms by which you can use it to make money and grow wealth and start living life of your dreams the same way I did for myself as well. So that is all about the last session we had on Sunday. You want to go and check it out. So let's get straight to what we are going to be covering for today. Today's going to be like one, two, three, four, just basically four parts. We're going to be having four parts we're going to be dealing in for today's session. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is the crypto markets. The crypto market. We're going to do a quick overview of the crypto markets, and we're talking about price predictions. Price predictions for the crypto market. It is not. It is not. It's no longer a news or should I say a big news or big information that I'm one of the most accurate traders there is in the world today. And we've been moving along with each of our trades, predictions, and market overview for the past couple of years. And 80% of the time, out of 100%, we are extremely right and we are always spot on. So let us look at what happened this week. I think I did a TikTok video and I posted it. So if you aren't following me on TikTok, you want to go and type Shifuwealth on TikTok and make sure you're following my account because I'm going to be doing more of those kind of videos within this week. In fact, throughout the year, I'm going to be doing more of those videos to help provide in-depth information, just direct information while I'm looking at the chart because it's actually very easy just using my phone to look at the screen, and then when I'm looking at the screen, just speaking like a voiceover, explaining what I'm showing, and just give a straight up highlight. It's actually very easy to do that. So you can simply just do that on TikTok and post the predictions, and you can literally just go and utilize it to make money and benefit for yourself as well. If you actually even utilize the last one I did and I explained what happened in the market, you should have even made some money already. And I'm going to continue doing more like that within this week as well. So if you aren't following me on TikTok, you want to make sure you are following Shifu World on TikTok so you can maximize and every information that is being shared as well. And of course, sometimes the admins of the House of West usually like download the videos and also post to the various platforms of the House of Wood. I see them do that once sometimes. So if you're following any of the House of Wood platforms, you might get to see any of the videos as well. So let's look at what happened last week. And I said something about what happened, um, the dump that happened last week. So let me share my screen. I'm going to share my screen briefly. Before I do that, the dump that happened last week is not because um, what is referred to as SpaceX, which is Elon Musk company selling their Bitcoin. It is not because of that, and it's not because of Elon Musk selling his BTC because Elon Musk has actually sold the SpaceX actually sold their Bitcoins, it's part of their Bitcoins like 2 weeks or 3 weeks earlier on, not all, but a part. And what happened is the news just broke out that day when the bearish happened, but that was not even the major thing. There's always a catalyst and a play of the news came in, which came in late. But what happened was Evergrande actually declared bankruptcy. And Evergrande is the second biggest property company in the world of China. And Evergrande is so big that it consists of a lot of housing companies across China and various parts of Asia. So it's a heavy hit to the world because China is as almost as powerful or as big as even as the world economy. And them having such hits in their economy is going to lead them to selling more of their USDT holdings, USD holdings, sorry, and which in return is going to be devaluing the dollar in a way, and then so as to secure and save their currency and their economy while they are selling off their positions and the dollars and all that. So that there's going to be that ripple effect is definitely going to hit every aspect of the market. It's going to hit stocks, and whenever it hits stocks, whenever it hits whatever the traditional financial markets, cryptocurrencies is just basically a speckle. It's like a beam, a little drop of the bigger picture. So crypto will definitely, there's this proverb that is being used in Nigeria. They said when two elephants are fighting, the grass feels the heat or suffers the consequence of the fight between two elephants. Now, that is what happens when there's a heat in the traditional financial markets. Cryptocurrency is like that grass that feels the heat. And now, this is how bad it is. I'm certainly clear that the news that came and what is happening right now in the economy of the world, in China hitting the US, is worse than what led to the global financial crash of the economy in 2008. Now, if you know what happened in 2008, it was after the event of 2008 that Bitcoin came into existence in 2009. The Bitcoin white paper we talk about is the one that explains how the market ran roughly from 2008 until 2009. This means, this is what it means. It means that the current financial hits and states the world is in right now at this very moment, the crypto markets has not experienced it before, because it was this same kind of similar event when it started happening, unfolding, that gave birth to the release of the first Bitcoin white paper and gave birth to what we refer to as Bitcoin and cryptos. Bitcoin came in 2009 and started, the world started trying to understand what does this white paper mean and white paper mean. So any sentiment that is coming out from various analysts and various persons trying to tell you this is how the bear market was and this is how it's going to be now is 80, is there's a likelihood that is going to be 80 to 90% wrong if the person is just using the statistics that because it happened in the previous bear market is going to happen in this same bear market. There's a likelihood, because when you look at what is happening in the crypto market, there's a lot of change and adjustments. And that's why if you are on just one side of the narrative, you are going to make a lot, you're going to lose a lot of money. At the same time, you are going to cause those who are your followers to lose a lot of money. So imagine when we call the bottom of the market around November last year, and then we ride the bull from November, December, the live videos we did. It was a live stream like this. I gave all those predictions. It's there on the YouTube channel, into the new year, and how the market ran really hard in the new year. The market became extremely bullish. And then when the change began to happen from March, April, we also predicted it as well. And what has been happening so far, I think between January, February, when I did the live sessions, a lot of the predictions and whatever is happening in the market, we've said every single thing months ahead of time. And this is it, because I am not rigid to the market must be like this. Why am I not rigid? Because I don't control the market. You don't control the market. We don't control the market. We are just meant to align with the market and understand the market and just align with it and make money from it from every each wave. So this is what whatever has happened the past week and the news happening indicates that we are in one of the worst time in the economy history of the world, and that means that we are also in one of the worst time in the history of cryptocurrencies. And that means that the bearishness we experienced last year is a teaser of what we are about to see in the next coming weeks, to the next coming months. So that means that we are going down, down, down. All those people who you see on social media, whether they are influencers or whatever, you who have been predicting that Bitcoin is going to 20K, some of them are predicting it's going to go to 15K, some of them are predicting that it's going to go to 10K. At this point right now, everything that is happening on in the financial system of the world is aligning with all those predictions of how bad it's going to be for the crypto market and for Bitcoin. But let's look at the charts. Let's look at the charts and look at what we have been looking at since the year. I want us to look at the I want us to look at what is it called? I want us to look at the CME charts, because this CME chart was the chart I used in predicting for us what we expect to happen in the year 2023. So if you look at the CME chart, and if you go to the videos we're doing, like we're doing those videos sometime in from January, watch the videos of January, the videos of February or March on the YouTube channel. You see here when I predicted from, you can also see from I think from December too as well. Most of the videos when we're doing the prediction of how the market is going to go for the year, this is what I actually highlighted for us, and I want to see it clearly. We highlighted from here when we bought BTC around 15 to 15K or so. When we highlighted that the market is going to move up, and then it moved up, it came down. We caught this bottom, we caught this second bottom as well. And this was what we're looking at. We're looking at the fact that Bitcoin is going to go as high as over 30K. So the prediction was that it was going to over 30K to at least 33,000. 33,000. And when the market started moving, there is a tendency that it could actually push higher, even into this strategic POI we highlighted here. But regardless of that, what we are looking at is going to go above 30,000 to within 31,000 to 33,000. In fact, the spot on where I was expecting BTC is to get to as high as 33K on the dot. That was the specific point we were getting it to. So when it got to 32K, that was almost 33,000. And sometimes, as traders, we could tend to forget that this market is not picture perfect. So there could be a miss by 1,000 points, 500 points, but what matters is that price has gotten into that zone and it has fulfilled what was expected. Now, if you watch the previous video we did, which I don't have time to put it up right now, just go to the YouTube channel and check the video we did in January. We did the video in February and did the video in March this year, and I highlighted all this. And this was the arrows we drew then. I drew then for us, where I said the market's going to retrace from here and it's going to move up from here, and then we're going to get a fall down to 16K all of a sudden. So these arrows, these indications was drawn way back from February this year, when we started, the market started moving like this, and we're having the retracement, which you see on the YouTube channel when I indicated this. So what we started having is, we didn't get to 33K on the dot, but we got to 32K, 32,000 something, which is still in the 33K range, which has fulfilled our thesis of how high I expected the market to go. So this means that this thing we are indicated is what is definitely going to happen, that we are going to go to as low as 20K to 16K all over again. That is what is going to happen in the next coming month for the market. But this is the thing. If you look here, it took about 100 and something days before the market moved from the bottom, which we predicted in November last year, to, I'm coming, let me check here. I'm trying to look for a particular tool. I don't know why I can't find it. Okay. So if you look at the bottom in November this year to here, so it took 245 days. This is almost one full year before the market got to this point. But the good thing here is that it's not going to take this long before it is going to get to the bottom. It's not going to take this long before it gets to the bottom, because of course, look at how the fall happened within one day or two. The market moved from here to here, very fast. So now, but this is something you should understand, that the same way, which I always teach you guys from during the bear market of last year, I taught you guys this, and the same thing is going to happen this year. Don't expect that the market is going to go in a straight line. It will not go in a straight line. It's going to come down, it's going to go up, it's going to come down, it's going to go up. But just know that this is the destination. The destination is hellfire. So basically, just know that the destination is hellfire, but it's going to be moving up and down. And just like we caught every major swing when it was moving up to the top, the same way we are going to catch every major swing and is moving down to the bottom as well. As so, we are covered on that aspect. So that is an overview of what is happening in the markets, what you should expect in the market in the next part of this year, and the price predictions for the market. So let's look at crypto gem calls. Crypto gem calls. So if the question people are going to ask is, Shifu, if this is what is going to happen in the markets, if the market is already bad and it's going to continue going bad, what happens to the gem calls you told us to buy? A very good question, a very valid question. What happens to the gem calls you told us to buy? So in the last session we had, I think I wrote down, we talked about PEEP, we talked about BLX as well. Now, for PEEP, it's also going to flow with the market situations. So in other words, if the return continue going down, PEEP will also continue going down. People also continue going down. And doesn't mean that the fundamentals to cause it to give profit is not there. It is there, and it will still kick in the later part of this year, but it will not happen immediately at the moment the way we want it. So based on that, we can decide to size out our positions out of it and wait for when the run is going to happen. And of course, we won't miss the run for that, which is number one. We should know that. Then for BLX falls under the category of DeFi coins, and most of these coins can still even do well. So what we want to do is that you want to cut down your positions. Now, in fact, most of your coins in the market, you want to cut down your positions. Like, should I say, how would I put it out? Coins that are you're holding for a long time. So the only coins I'm not cutting down any position in out of the four is the other ones we caught earlier on, because earlier on we caught 4 coins. 2 of them went up very, very well in the other session, and we had only 2 that was left, which was Dream and Poof. Those 2, I'm not cutting down my positions on them. I am holding them tight and I'm holding them strong, because regardless of the market situations, they are going to thrive. Then, but for these other 2, which I added last week Sunday, I'm reducing my positions. So for PEEP, I'll reduce my position by 80% to 90%. For BLX, I'll reduce my position by 50%. And I'll tell you why PEEP. Now, the reason I said why is because PEEP will most likely react to what BTC is doing before it moves up. But the thing about PEEP is the 10 to 20% I'm leaving is just in case something happens. Because this crypto market, there's always something that could just happen that will marvel everybody. It goes beyond what you know. And that's why no matter how you deal when it comes to trading, you have to be humble enough to understand that the market knows more than you know. Something could just happen and boom, you be like you missed out. So when I play my card in such a strategic way that I never get to miss out any run in the market. Then the reason why I'm cutting down only 50% on BLS is because of, like I said, that it's a DeFi coin and has a category of C moving up very well over the course of the next 1 month, regardless of the market situation. So I am still holding on to that as well. So that goes for the categories, and also an advice to your general portfolio as well in the crypto markets. So because it is going to get worse, it's going to get terrible as well, and you want to be on the safer side. So now it's one thing to know what is going to happen in the market. Is one thing to say, okay, this is what's going to happen in the market. There's another thing to ask yourself is, if this is what is going to happen in the market, how am I going to utilize this? How am I going to utilize this? So there's what I developed called the Q3 strategy. And with this strategy, you can know how you can make as much as $100,000 before the ending of this year. Before the ending of this year. Now, the question I want to ask you is, what is your financial goal? What is your financial dream? What is your target? What is you aiming for? Probably you were in the last session we had, and where I demystified the principles to getting financial wealth creation and the principles of moving from scarcity, lack, and having nothing, or financial struggles to financial wealth. I demystified that in the last session. And probably you started applying what I taught and you're already seeing results. The question I want to ask you is, what is your goal? What is your dream? Maybe you started this year 2023 with high hopes, high expectations of what you want, and you've given up on it. You feel like it is not going to come. You feel like it's not going to happen again. You feel like you have lost hope entirely. that you cannot make progress. And this is August is almost ending in the next 10 days. So in the next 10 days, August is going to end, and then we're going to have September, we're going to have October, and we're going to have November. We have 4 months. So approximately we are going to have 120 to 130 days before the ending of the year 2023. Now, what is your goal? So let me assume your goal and your target is to make $100,000. I'm going to give you the Q3 strategy you can use to actually make that and have that kind of money. Now, somebody else's goal here could be $10,000. Someone else's goal could be $5,000. Another person's goal could be $20,000. Somebody's goal here could even be $1,000. It's different strokes for different individuals, for different persons. Someone else's goal could be let's say $500,000. But the principle and the strategy I'm going to give is going to be the same. Now, this is the reason why it seems like I am always profitable regardless of the market states. What you don't know kills you faster than what you know. Because what you don't know is the reason for your limitations. So you can only go as far as what you know. The limitations of a man is the limitations of his mental capacity and his knowledge bank. So, how much revelational insights, knowledge you have that can move you forward will determine how well your life is going to come into. So, where you are, the difference between where you are now and where you want to be is what you do not know. And that's why last year we started the CME show, and every month we come live once and we started teaching, and then we created a course. Just like we did this year as well. For we had about 5 souls on Bull Run, and we created the Bull Run episode course. And you want to make sure you go to the website and you get the course as well. What happens is that you begin to learn from the course begin to teach you, you begin to see insights that will help you to start making money from now even into the Bull Run. So it's impossible for you to go to the course that we just created, which is the Bull Run course, on the website, and you don't end up being super rich during the Bull Run with the knowledge that is being shared there. Because it will definitely be updated. It is impossible. It is impossible. Very, very impossible with the knowledge and the value that is being given there. So you want to make sure, if you don't have access to the course, go to the website and make sure you have access to the course. So let's go into the Q3 strategy. What is the Q3 strategy? What is the Q3 strategy? Let's get into that. For those who want to get access to the course, this is the website. Go to the website and then you can have access to the course. What is the Q3 strategy? Now, in this Q3, so we are assuming the year is going to be in 3 parts. So the first 4 months is Q1, the second 4 months is Q2, the third 4 months is Q3. And now in these 3 parts, there are 3 things that are going to happen in the next 4 months of this year. 3 things are going to happen. And this strategy, how you apply it, will determine how well you're going to be able to hit your target and make as much as $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 within the next 120 days. Number one strategy is that there are going to be tokens and coins that will be moving inversely proportionate to Bitcoin. Inversely proportionate to Bitcoin. In other words, when Bitcoin is going down, these tokens will be going up. When Bitcoin is going up, these tokens will be going down. In fact, they have a high propensity of pumping massively when BTC is dumping massively. There are tokens which are in this category. Now, imagine for every time Bitcoin is dumping, you are trading these tokens as well. While you're shorting Bitcoin, you're longing these tokens. What happens is that you're making crazy amount of money. You're making so much money. Just imagine. I know the question people are going to ask is, what token is that? That's the question people are going to ask. People are going to ask the question is, what tokens are this? I'm not going to delve into that because already I started doing that. I've already started trying to do that within the Bybit trading network. So just make sure you are in the Bybit trading network and do anything you can to be there, because these things are going to be shared there for free. The Bybit trading network is for free, so there's no reason why anybody here should not be in the Bybit trading network, because it is as free as anything. It is what is being shared in the Bybit trading network. You combine 10 paid groups to 20 paid groups in the crypto space, you will not get it. Combine 50 paid crypto platforms, you will not get it. What is being shared in the Bybit trading network. So make sure you are there, because I've already started sharing this a bit, and I'm going to be going deep into that within the Bybit. So just join the Bybit trading network, and from time to time we'll be releasing this. So, but now just imagine you doing your own research and then picking these coins. You just make a whole lot of money. For every major time that BTC has been bearish, there are always this category of tokens. There were always this category of tokens. And in the next 3 months, there are 5 of these tokens, 5 specific tokens that are going to be inversely proportionate to Bitcoin and will be very bullish. 5 of them like that. And if you have these 5, only these 5 alone can make you so much money in the next couple of months as well. Only these 5 alone. You can decide not to trade any other thing in the market, just these 5 alone, and you're just going to be making money. That's just it. Just be making money. That's how amazing this is. How amazing this is. Number 2, I said there are 3 things going to happen. Number 2 is category. %80 fall in this category. So the first 10% is what I released to you guys. The first 10% is what I released to you guys. Now, the 80% of the coins in the market will be in this category. They will be in confluence with Bitcoin. In other words, when Bitcoin is dripping, they will be dipping. When Bitcoin is dropping, they'll be dumping. When Bitcoin is pumping, they'll be pumping. So they will just be in 80%. And this is what majority of the traders in the market are used to trading. Confluence with Bitcoin, which also can make you a lot of money and will make you a lot of money once you trade these tokens that are in confluence with Bitcoin. So the key here is, do you know what Bitcoin is going to do? Are you sure what Bitcoin is going to do? If you know what Bitcoin is going to do and you're confident about it, you will just be able to know how to trade these confluences very easy. Very easy. There are very few persons that are as confident as those of us within the House of Wealth to Net platform when it comes to knowing what Bitcoin and the market is going to do. See, when it comes to the trading, I am a god in this market, and Bitcoin, crypto is just my playground. These are my playground assets, and that is why you don't have to see. Gods don't compete. Gods rule. Gods dominates. They don't compete, and that's why you don't see us and those who I have raised out of the House of Wealth. They don't compete. They are never in competition, and because that is the standard. You should just be focused on what matters is making your money, dominate your life, rule in your life, and make a whole lot of money for yourself, for your family, for your generation, and change your life. And you can do that because you are rising on the wings of immense knowledge and value, which is derived and gotten in the House of Wealth. So majority of traders trade this, and you can literally utilize this and make a whole lot of money. Confluence with Bitcoin. So most times when I'm able to tell you guys that this is what's going to happen with Bitcoin, what you could literally do is, when you know that, okay, this is what's going to happen, you could just trade these confluence coins together with the buyers and make money for yourself. The only thing you just have to do is to learn how to apply good risk management. Good risk management. Once you have a good risk management, you will definitely reap a lot of money out of it as well. Number 3, we said there are 3 things. Number 3 is, regardless of market sentiment, there are tokens that, whether Bitcoin is dumping or it is pumping or it doesn't concern them. These tokens, we have catalysts, specific catalysts within the course of the next 4 months that will cause them to move up drastically.
This was why, despite when we started talking about the market going bad last year, we caught many of these coins. I don't know how many of you were on the live when I first recommended GMX. We recommended GMX when GMX was less than around $15 or less. Within the range of $12 to $15 was when I first recommended GMX in the bearish market. And it was moving astronomically very high in the bearish market last year. We also recommended GNS, which was Gains Network. Gains Network at a very low in cents. And we saw how high it went up even in the bearish market. We caught these things very, very early last year. We also recommended, I think it was even someone in the VIP who has gone through the DeFi course, which I taught, and is on the website. You can always get on the website. Most of those, there's so much value in the courses on the website, which you can just go to the website, pay for this course, and learn. So many people come to meet me and say, and want me to teach them. And I don't have that time any longer. I don't have time to want to do one-on-one with anybody. I don't have that time any longer. Why do you think I had to close access to even the VIP platforms and the paid platforms? I had to close access to it since the beginning of this year. Why did I do that? Because I don't even have the time. I don't even have time for myself. Talking about to have time to want to do that. And that's why we created the course, because the course is me teaching everything I should have taught you on one-on-one. I have taught it in these courses. You can literally get and learn by yourself and start making money on the go. And guess what? The amazing thing is that as long as you have this course and you've gone through them, when you have questions, I will definitely make sure I make available myself to you. That's one thing most people don't know, is that most people who already have access to this course, when they ask questions, I can even decide to hold a one-on-one session with them without charging them for anything. I'll just tell them that, okay, I'll fix a Zoom with you so time and I'll explain this to you one-on-one and free of charge. They get my full attention. Why? Because they have the course and they've gone through it, and I afford, and that makes me want to give them the privilege of my attention to make sure they get resolved. Because the goal is not about you just getting the course, it's about you being able to make money out of it. So if you don't have any of the access to any of the courses, make sure you go to the website and get the courses for yourself. Now, that aside, let's go into what I'm saying, regardless of market sentiment. So last year, one of the students in the VIP used the strategy I taught on the DeFi course and picked this coin called GMT. Step in at a very astronomical low price. When stepping started moving up very, very well, because I think one of the strategies I taught in the DeFi course there on the website is how to know coins that are going to trend before it trends. And literally, the person applied that and was able to pick in stepping before stepping blew up everywhere. And I entered that call not because it was me, but because it was someone who I trained, which is in the VIP that shared it. I think I made about 2,000% or so from stepping last year, despite the bearish market. So the same thing that happened that last year is the same thing that's going to happen this year. Like we always say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Do you get what I just said? The more things change, the more they stay the same. So definitely we are going to experience that again this year, 2023, in the Q3. And this category of tokens that are going to move regardless of market sentiment are DeFi related. Now, this forms 10%. So the Q3 strategy involves three things. I call the Q3 strategy ICR. That's what I call it. I call them ICR. What do I mean by ICR? Now, the I is 10% of tokens that are going to be moving inversely proportionate to Bitcoin. The C is 10%, 80% of tokens that are going to be moving in confluence with Bitcoin. The R is 10% of tokens that are going to be moving regardless of the market sentiments. And the R are DeFi based and DeFi related tokens. These three things, you will see them happening in this last half of the year, third quarter of the year. And if you take these things that I said and apply them, there is no how you are not going to make so much money in the crypto market, regardless of what anybody or anyone is saying. Now let's go to talk about the rise of the underdogs. The rise of the underdog. I want to show us something. So I want to show us something. And what I want to show us is going to begin. Someone says, my network is shaking, and he, is it my network or his network? Is the network shaking for every other person? Let me know, guys. Is the network shaking for every other person? I want to switch it down. Drop a comment down below. Okay, because I just switched it now. I thought it was shaking for others as well. Okay. So here we go. It says here that, let's look at what an underdog is. Because people are going to be like, what does Shifu mean by underdog? What does an underdog mean? An underdog is someone that is expected to lose a contest or struggle, as in sports or politics or any industry. One that is at a disadvantage. A disadvantage. Okay, I just switched it now. I just switched it now. So definitely it should be better. I just switched now to a different Wi-Fi connection. Now, looking at what is being said about what's an under, okay, someone said his network. Yes, yes. So I think it has to do with the person's network and not mine, because if there's an issue in my network, I'm gonna know. It's gonna pop up on the screen, but nothing is popping. It's showing very fine on my end. Like, you know how this bar network shows? It shows like full connection on my end. So let's go to what I'm saying. So we're talking about the rise of the underdogs. The rise of the underdogs. So, okay, quickly, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, what you want to do, if the video is low on your end, click on the round settings button, and then you see something like upload, something like either higher quality, something that has to do with higher. You see something that says like higher quality, like you accepting to view the live or the video in the highest quality. Once you click it, your phone is going to update automatically, like the app is going to update automatically, so you can see this on the highest quality available. I think the same thing is also available for Facebook. So whether you're experiencing on Facebook or just click on the settings, you should be able to see that and then update it. So it will just automatically move, because this okay, say click advance. Yes, so you could click on advance, whatever it shows on your phone or so. Because when the stream, I'm streaming on the highest HD. I'm actually streaming on HD, so automatically it should show up like that for you as well. So let's get started. So we're talking about the rise of the underdogs. We're talking about those of you who are disadvantaged right now. It seems like your life is at the worst stage, and it seems like you are not succeeding and excelling right now. It seems like you've been in crypto maybe for the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You've not made anything substantial. You have no proof. You have nothing to say, like what is going on social media. Like let's say you have no evidence. Let's say you have no evidence to show for your time being. You are without evidence. Maybe you are being mocked. Maybe you're being looked down upon. Maybe it's everything happening right now in your life is pointing to you not succeeding and excelling, despite the fact that you've been in crypto. One thing you should know, just like the reason why we started the Crypto Capital Show, is that we are working, or we are entering the era whereby this era we're entering is going to be what we call the rise of the underdogs. Most of the people you see who are excelling in crypto and in trading in the market today, they were worse and terrible few years ago. They've risen to an extent. Some of us, you see, who started thriving from, let's say, 2020, 2021 into this year, and we are still doing so well for the past couple of years into this year. Check 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, look back 6 years ago, 5 years ago. There was nothing to write home about. We were also related to be underdogs. Majority of us were underdogs. Now look at how our life has changed and is still changing, and we still even keep on getting better. Now, that is the same thing that's going to happen for many of you as we are evolving. And it's going to be possible as long as you do not miss out on vital informations, you receive them, you apply them, you utilize them, and definitely you are going to get results out of them. So, these now the question is, what is going to be the catalyst that will help or that will bring about the rise of these underdogs? There are definitely going to be three categories to these things. Three categories. Three categories to these things. I call them the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps of change in the crypto sector. Number one, projects. Number two, products. Number three, people. I will repeat it again. Projects, products, and people. Now, there will be projects, new projects that are going to rise. And these projects will result in changing a lot of people's life. These projects will cause a lot of change and positive transformation. An example is PEEP, which we talked about last week Sunday. PEEP is a project. It is new. And this always comes with each bull season, with each bull era. So as we begin to approach the bull season and bull era, we are definitely going to see this. Projects are going to come. Of course, there are some projects I invested in the private seed sale sometime 2021. They have not even launched to date. So let's say it's almost 2 years now. We've been waiting. They've not launched. Maybe they're going to launch next year. Many projects like that I invested in their private seed sale in 2021. They haven't even launched it now. Maybe they're going to have almost a good amount of money. A good amount of money in these several projects that I invested in the private seed sale, expecting that they're going to be launching late 2021 or 2022. But here we are, this is 2023, and they haven't even launched yet. Maybe they're going to launch, they definitely launch either ending of this year or beginning of next year, or just into the bull run, definitely. So there'll be new projects coming into the scene. New projects coming into the scene. Number two, new products. Now, a product is different from a project. A project can succeed without having a product. And then there are projects that has products. These are two different things. PEEP does not have any products. PEEP is basically a meme coin. It's a meme token. There is no product attached to it. So there are projects that we have no products. They are just projects, new projects. And then there are products. These products will come and become game changers. This product will just come and boom, and they will change a lot of lives and make people a lot of money. And then the third category is people. The people will rise. So projects will rise out of the blue moon. Products will rise out of the blue moon. People will rise out of the blue moon. Now, if you're going to be among these people, what is going to determine that? If you're going to be able to see these products ahead of time, what is going to be able to determine that? If you're going to be able to capitalize on this project, what is going to determine that? I'm going to give you what is going to determine each of these things. Each of these three categories is where the underdogs are going to rise up from. These are the three representations of the underdogs that are going to rise up into 2024, into 2025, even beginning from this year. And how can you be a participator and beneficiary of each of these categories is what I'm about to tell you guys and share with you guys now, practically. For the projects, what you want to look out is what is called prototypes. Prototypes. So there are going to be new prototypes. And these new prototypes will definitely cause disruption in the market. We definitely catch attention in the markets. And some of them will not last. Some of them will last. But your focus is not in whether they will last or not. Because 70% of what is being created in the crypto market are all experimental basis. In other words, there is a 90% tendency that they will not last more than 5 years and they will fail in a short while. So your focus is not to get married to it, but to get married to your goal and agenda. Understand this. I have this at the back of your mind. So if so, this means that you want to be early to these prototypes and make a whole lot of money. So if you look at the prototypes, for example, look at prototypes like what's it called? There's a word I want to use. I don't know why it just skipped my mind. I don't know why it just skipped my mind. Whenever it comes, I'm going to give that reference to that. But let's move on to number two, product. What does product mean? Products, the keyword there's going to be problems. The keyword for projects is prototype. The keyword for products is problems. Problems. What problems does this solve? Remember, I said that not every project should have a product. Not every project we have a product. These are two different things. Products can be created, and later a project will be created around that product. Then sometimes product and project are created together. So you have to understand these differences. People who say that a project must have utility does not understand this thing I'm saying. They are still experiencing what they call a one-sided level of knowledge. In the market, not every project should have a product. Sometimes the utility of a project could just be rubbish. The utility could be rubbish, like I said, just rubbish, in the sense of just hopium. Utility of a project could just be hopium, and everybody does go mad on it. Just everybody does go mad. We've seen crazy things in the space, in the DJing world especially. And that's what's in category project. So let's look at product now. The keyword for product is problems. Now the question is, what problem is this product solving? So products are going to be created that will be solving unique problems. We talked about the RWA sector in the bull run course, in the bull run series. Now, there are products that will be created that will help solve these problems in such unique and powerful ways. Real world problems, real life problems. And once you're able to identify this, you identify selling point. And not just even real world problems as per virtually physical life. You could also solve internet problems that are very, very essential and necessary. You could solve problems within the crypto space and crypto network that are very essential and necessary as well. These are unique things. Unique things. In fact, if you look at these three things I say, you can tell yourself that without this, you can use these three things alone to analyze any project you want to put in money, and tell yourself that if the project you want to put in money does not fit into any of these three categories, you're not going to put in money. And it will help, it will save you from a lot of scams and losses and help you be early in your researches as well. The number three category is people. People we be reason. A lot of people will become billionaires, a lot of people become millionaires. People are going to make mega money. But the key word for people is principles. It's principles. What will sustain the wealth you are going to have or you're going to experience is principles. What will even help you get it is principles. And what are we doing in the Crypto Capital Show? We are teaching these principles. What do I do? What are we doing in the Bybit Trading Network? We are giving value, we are sharing setups, we're sharing signals, and we are also providing these principles. Everybody is expected to be in the Bybit Trading Network, but not everybody will still, despite it's free, not everybody will still be there. Why? Like I told you guys that a man whose time has come, you cannot make the person to see the light. Whose time has not come, sorry. You cannot make the person to see the light. The number one proof that a man's time has come is that his eyes are opened. The number one proof for a man whose time has come is clarity. He begins to see things in a way that others are unable to see. There's nothing you can do for a man whose time has not come. Even if you take him and go and live with Dangote, the richest man in Africa, right? I don't know if that's the richest man. I think they said he's the richest man. If you take him to go and live with that guy, he will still not be able to emerge as a person. Why? Because he's unable to see. So when we're talking about association helping a person or changing a person, what association does is not that somebody comes and, let's say, add one special glory on your glory. No. What association does is that association helps to either make you see more or make you blind more. So the association you are keeping in your life right now is either making you to see more or making you blind more. And most times when you want to change levels, you now have to look that the association I'm keeping around me, those closest to me, are they actually helping me to see more or they are keeping me blinded? When you answer that question, you just know what to do with your association and your relationships. So principles is key. And that's why you don't bother so much. Then there are people whose time has come. They are seeing the opportunity in Bybit Trading Network and they are plugging in. And not just that they're plugging in, they are sharing to their friends, to their families. They are telling the whole world around them, as many persons as possible, that this is an opportunity. Come and key into it now. They are sharing it out there. Why? Because they are seeing what others are unable to see. Whatever we are experiencing now in the Bybit Trading Network, the result we are seeing in the Bybit Trading Network is nothing compared to what is about to happen in the next 3 months to the next 4 months. It is nothing compared to it. And definitely, you just watch to see what is definitely going to be happening. We are going to do things in the Bybit Trading Network that has never been done in the whole trading society and world as long as Africa is concerned. That's never been heard of. No one has ever been able to do. That's what we're going to do in the next coming months. And we are just starting. Whatever you're seeing is nothing. It's nothing compared to what is to come. The result you're seeing, the testimony is nothing. It's a joke. And the funny thing is that when these things start happening in a couple of months' time, weeks to months' time, we're getting to a point whereby I'm going to close access to the Bybit Trading Network and nobody will be able to join. In other words, I will not charge for it. I won't charge for it. It will just be closed. The people who are there will just have the lifetime access they have. They will have it, but no other person will be able to be joined again. The same way I've done with every other platform I've had. That's the same thing. It will just be closed. I won't accept payments. At the same time, you're not able to even join for free any longer. So if you're here and you think the opportunity of Bybit Network is not going to be for there forever, you're joking. You are joking. You don't want to miss out and being a part since it's free. Now, let's talk about the wealth plan. These are the 3 things: projects, products, people. And the 3 keywords in each of this category is prototype, problems, and principles. Each of these things are going to be catalysts. Now, when we are teaching and having sessions in the crypto capital show, what am I doing? I'm teaching you guys my principles that has produced result for me, help me make money, and I'm still making money. And many of you guys are taking these principles and you're replicating it and producing results for yourself, for your life, and you are seeing testimonies on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. That is how people's lives are changed. Principles produce prosperity or poverty. The principles a person keeps in his life either produce prosperity for that person or poverty for the person. And we have been given so much value starting from last week Crypto Capital Show right today, and we'll continue giving value in every Sunday episode. Unique informations regarding the crypto market, what happened in the week, how we're navigating the next week, what you need to know, how to position, alpha calls, informations. We'll be doing that from time to time. So now referring to what I taught last week and the wealth plan, one information you should know that you have your long-term goal in mind. You have your long-term perspective in mind. Now, despite the fact that you have your long-term goal and your long-term perspective in mind, whatever wins you have on the short term, whatever wins you have on the mid-term should fuel your long-term goal. Whatever your long-term goal is. Whatever your financial wealth dream is a long-term goal. We have that in your perspective. But the wins you're making in the short term, in the next 1 month, in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, is all about fueling the longer term picture. For crying out loud, do not look down on the little gains you might be getting this period, and do not waste it. You know, if that $100 you want to waste now can actually give you $100,000 in the bull run. So for every $100 you waste, see that you're wasting $100,000, potential $100,000. Or if $100,000 is too big for your imagination, for every $100 you waste now, you are losing a potential $10,000, because that $100 now can give you a potential $10,000 in the bull run. So do not look at the profit you're making. If you're in the Bybit trading network and you're making $5 a day, $10 a day, $20 a day, it is something. You're making $50 a day, it is still something. You're making $100 a day, it is a big deal as well. You're making $1,000 a day, it is a big deal. Just be compounding it and keeping it for your long-term visa. Don't be in a hurry. The market is there. We will make this market. We'll be making money. We will continue making and making money. While you're learning, you're taking advantage of the knowledge that is being given. We will definitely keep on maximizing the profit in it and benefit. So that should be your wealth plan. The bull run 2024 to New Year, yes. Then for now, short term, mid term, you could also take care of your immediate needs. If you're here, you were not present in the last week's session, make sure you go and watch. Just go and rewatch what I taught about the principle of wealth creation, how you can move from scarcity lack to a place of financial surplus and financial wealth. You want to go and watch that session. It will teach you a lot of things. Your eyes will be opened the way a lot of people's eyes were present. Some people actually even going. Some people say they are watching the video over and over again throughout the week because it did something to their mind. So you want to go and do that and rewatch it over and over again, so it will help your mind and your mental states. It will mental state. Because see, you cannot be in these sessions and you will end up a loser. You will end up like nothing, or you end up, it is not possible. Everybody here in this life, whether you're connected on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, you are a king, you are a star, you are a queen. And if you are not shining yet, one thing I know is that as long as you keep listening to what I'm saying and you are utilizing them very well and accurately as it's taught, you will definitely shine forth. It is bound to happen. Just like every other person who are sharing their testimonies, you definitely will share yours as well. So we've said so much things for today. We've gone through a quick review for last week's sessions. We've done an overview of what we should expect in the market. I've given you guys my market prediction for the rest half of this year, how the market is going to behave. We've talked about what you should do regarding your crypto portfolio, both the gem coins are called and the ones that you bought on your own personal reserve, what you should do and how the market will react to it. Then we also talked about the three Q3 strategy as well. And for the inversely proportional, I talk about, make sure you're in the Bybit trading network, as I'll be sharing it there. Even the conference with Bitcoin, we're going to be sharing it there. And also, if you're following on TikTok, you'll be able to get the information and you can actually utilize it as well. Regarding the DeFi related coins that are going to be moving up regardless of market sentiment, I'll be sharing that for us in our weekly shows, our live shows. I'll do my research. My team are doing their research as well, and I'll share as the ones I feel confident in that will give us money. I'll be sharing it majorly on our Telegram platforms. I'll share to our Telegram platforms. I'll also share them live as well. I'll probably post on the social platforms when I get these ones I am very, very confident in as well. Now, this is the era that we are moving in, and the era we're in, the rise of the underdogs. And we've shown 3 categories that are going to rise exponentially. And the key word in each of these 3 categories, so you can utilize it, maximize it, and make the most amount of money out of it as well. So much have been said so far. And like I always say, when the student be ready, the Shifu will always appear. And when the Shifu appears, what happens? The students will definitely always prevail. So see you guys the same time next week, Sunday. Bye for now. And I hope you gain value out of today's session.